you guys, so I wanted to remind everybody that we do have a saddle giveaway coming this month. We just did one in April, and we are doing one for the month of May. So all you have to do, because people keep asking me, like, how do I become eligible for the saddle giveaway? You just have to donate $50 to the Unsold Horse Fund. You can donate it to a specific horse. You can pay it towards a vet bill. It's completely up to you, or you can just send it to Cash App. In the Unsold Horse Fund right now, it is supporting Donnie, Two Crows, Triton. We just took on Trucker. So Trucker is a new one. We have Diablo. We've got a couple. We have a red horse in the first barn who's got 4 white legs, beautiful little sorrel horse that needs retraining. So the Unsold Horse Fund allows us to be able to keep and furnish training for horses that otherwise wouldn't have the ability to be finished out. They came to us and maybe the previous connections lied, or they were injured. Something has happened. Basically for those horses not to be marketable to my customer base right away. And instead of me saying like, okay, you know what, just cull them, ship them to slaughter, or send them back to a sell, you know, like they're too much of a headache, the Unsold Horse Fund allows me to either buy the horse from Jacob if he's hounding me about he wants his money back out of it, or if at very least it allows me to keep the horse at my property and to feed it and offer retraining without it being a huge expense and burden. Because you have to remember that 10 horses that we could have just turned around and sent back to auction, or turned around and like sent them to slaughter, those 10 horses being retrained at my facility is a big expense, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. Now people ask me like, oh, so some of the horses that you have, you know, like don't go to slaughter. And I finally just told somebody the other day, we used to basically just sell them on my Facebook, or we sent them to slaughter, and the market has gotten really, really good. And because the market is so good, like that Appaloosa, I sold him, and they turned around and sold him right away, and got double what I got for him. So I finally just laughed and said, you know what, who gives a shit? I own them. If I want to send them back to auction, I can. We sent some horses to Navasota. I sent 4. I sold 3 out of the 4 at Navasota, and my horses sold really well. Now, Pepper is the only one that I bought back from there. But what I want for you guys to know is that sometimes when I send them back to auction, it's because I send them to catalog sales like Billings, Montana. And those horses brought 7,000, 10,000, 15,000. Well, they brought 16,800 actually, the buckskins. So sending a horse back to public auction doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing, but there are situations to where I feel like a horse is maybe too good to slaughter, but I also feel like if they go back to public auction, it's not going to be in their best interest. And it's because I feel like if we can't handle them, no matter who buys them at public auction, they're going to be disappointed when they get them home, because the horse needs a lot of retraining. So what I would like to do is that no matter what, is that those horses leave my facility a better horse than they arrived. And it's been very hard to convince Jacob and everybody around me that it is a smart business decision to put training, you guys, we have a star party going. Please make sure that you send stars, because we have an 8-star streak going right now. This will be the 9th star party that we have accomplished in the last couple of days, and we are so close to the star streak bonus at 20 star party star streak. It's a $200 cash bonus, which is a great thing. It goes to the unsold horses. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, for a long time they either sold on Facebook or they went to slaughter, and it's just been here recently that we've cataloged a lot of horses. There was a couple of horses recently that we sent to a sale because there was a ranch horse sale, and I thought that it was at Navasota, and I sent some geldings that I really thought were maybe a little bit too much for my customer base. Maybe they had a little hump in their back, or just good, solid, sound young horses. And you know what? They sold good. They brought 35, 45, 5,500. So they sold really good, and they found cowboys. But those sales are not every day. They're only here and there. But I really, really want to things, because I think some of them, while some of them definitely present behavior that I think needs a cowboy to go long hours, lots of time. Just like today, we got a horse in, he was lot 1140, and I called him 10-4, and we decided to go ahead and call him Trucker. And I think that Trucker is one of the nicest young, forecoming 5-year-old big draft cross geldings that I've ever seen. He has zero problematic behavior. He is a big, giant baby doll, you guys. He is the kindest horse in the whole world. He doesn't need to be a cowboy's horse. He needs to be a 65-year-old lady who is going to give him cookies and scratch behind his ears horse. But he has to have more training. He's just got to have more training, because a lot of you guys would love him with 90 days. You know, when you can get on him, one hand broke, go trail ride. And I'm going to tell you, I went ahead and decided that we're going to go ahead and buy a membership. It is $500 for a membership to the Tarrant Ranch. That's expensive, but I want to go 1 or 2 days a week with a load of horses and just start putting tons of trail miles on those horses to help them to be better horses, not only for their future, but also for my customers. So I am here, and I'm fixing to go in here and eat. I am not excited about this at all. I am actually very not excited at all, but Jacob wants to eat here, and I almost think it was like a joke. It's like a seafood place, and I don't eat fish, so. And then I can't eat anything fried, because everything fried has been fried in the same grease as fish. So horse trading is a very fluid thing. It's very like got a lot of just fluidity to it, and I think that it's a great thing to be able to do what's best for the horses. And if it's take them to like a cowboy type sale so that they can get lots of miles. But there were some geldings at that cowboy sale that I would have loved to have purchased, because unlike my geldings who were ready for a job, there were some there that people were just pawning off because they weren't ready for a job and they were frightened. And I don't think a cowboy is what's best for a horse that doesn't have a lot of trust. Mine had a lot of groundwork, and they were ready for a job, and they were going to be an asset to a stream. And there were some horses there that were definitely a liability. And Tylen is so good with those kind of horses. So I just look forward to being able to do more. So please don't forget that for $50 donated to the Unsold Horse Funds, we are going to pick 2 winners. One is going to win a saddle. One is going to win a tack set. You'll get to pick the tack set of your choice. You'll be able to get a gift card to a saddle, and you design your own custom saddle. We already gave one away, and Kathleen won, and she's already been in contact with Matt. I think we have 80 spots, 75 or 80 spots left in the saddle draw for May. As soon as it gets to 100, we will notify everybody that we're to 100 people. At that point, we will start wrapping up that draw and allow the last couple of people that want in on the end to buy spots. So make sure that you either Cash App, PayPal, whatever, your $50. The quicker we get that done, the better. That money is this month, we're going to pay for 3 of the training poles. We're also going to do a round pin fundraiser, because we desperately need a round pin. And this is something that Jacob is just not into. He is just like, hear no training, see no training. He does not want to invest. That's just never been his goal, to train the horses. That's just not something that suits him in any way. And it's something that Tylen and I really want to do, and so we're kind of having to do it on our own accord without a lot of support monetarily from like the company funds, because it is not something that, and I love Jacob. He is fantastic when it comes to buying. He's fantastic, got a great eye for horses, but he wants to buy them and resell them. Like, it's a profitable business, and so training and having a training business is not a profitable venture for him, and he's just not interested. So it is something that we have to reach out to my following to help us to be able to grow our training program for the horses. It's something that I really enjoy. As you guys look at how good Javi's doing, I mean, Tylen has really done a great job with him. So if you guys don't mind, please make sure that you consider sending $50 to Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Misty has PayPal and Venmo, and you can send it to her, and then she can get it over to me, no problem. And yeah, so And another thing that really helps the Unsold Horse Fund is the Wild Tribe After Hours. So please consider joining the Wild Tribe After Hours, because that is probably the number one thing that supports the extra finances I have. For about 2 months, I was really not online a lot. I kind of backed off a little bit. I was kind of going through it emotionally or whatever. And, you know, a lot of people kind of left that group because it was not super active, and it's okay. It just is something that I really need to build that group up, because the monetization from that supports a lot of the unsold horses. And unfortunately, I am not made of money, and Jacob is not super big on supporting unsold horses. He wants them in and out, and it's just how it is. So we're going to have dinner, and I will talk to you guys later. So don't forget that we are having a saddle giveaway, and it is a gift card to a custom saddle that you design, your size, your design, you pick it.